Finally, we got the update notes. This one, there's not a lot of changes, but this one is mostly focused on the balance changes. There's some new artifacts and there's some new events. So let's review all of them. Okay, so first of all, let's read through the artifact, right? So we got ravens. Now the thing is with ravens, they're all assassins, and the expectation is that the artifact will be better than the regular purple death denial one, right? So if it's worse than that, the artifact in most cases will not mean anything, right? Okay, so fire raven Karambi removes one beneficial effect from the target for every 10 basic attacks. Ooh, apply spell shield to yourself for 8 seconds for every 20 basic attack. Now, you see, his first skill is a double hit, right? So I'm assuming it works like it counts one basic attack as 2 hits, hopefully. So he will strip a beneficial effect every 5 hits, maybe, right? If it works per hit, then it has some potential. If it works per like one basic attack counts as only 1 hit, then yeah, nah, that's just not good. No, not a fan. Especially since like he strips effects, right? But he ignores them with his own attacks. So like, what's the point? Okay, water raven applies shield equal to 20% of max HP to itself for 14 seconds upon taking damage exceeding 25% max HP. Applies to level 1 frostbite upon every beneficial effect removal. Okay, so his skills got changed to strip effects a bit, but then again, yeah, just frostbite and shield, like that just doesn't feel good. I don't know. Wind 1 applies Endure to the caster for 8 seconds upon taking lethal damage. Increases the caster's damage dealt by 16% during souling. So quite literally just a purple artifact and plus 16% more damage during souling, which in most cases you actually don't want to use him as souling. So again, just a purple artifact, which is much more expensive. I'm not sure why it's even there. Light 1 increases the caster's damage dealt by 20% during Soul Link, revives with 15% HP during taking lethal damage. The revive penalty is not applied when reviving using the skill. Now this is pretty nice. This is pretty nice. Damage dealt by 20% during Soul Link. We'll see. I don't quite remember if the light one needs to be like a Soul Link unit. And the dark one applies Endure to the caster for 8 seconds upon taking lethal damage. Removes a beneficial effect from the target with 75% chance when using his skills on enemies affected by invincibility or shield. So, very specific conditions, I'll tell you that much. But it does counter quite a few summoner passive, right? So it counters well, it counters Light Cleave, I guess. It counters Orbia in a way. Although Orbia has a spell shield, so I'm not even sure how it interacts with that. Definitely a counter to something like Wind Paladins, but I'm not sure how many will use that after the nerfs. But yeah, I don't know. Again, like sort of a tiny bit better purple artifact, so definitely not something I'm personally gonna look into, even if I get the Dark Raven, yeah. Beast Monks. Now, Beast Monk artifacts. Remove 2 harmful effects on the caster and covers the caster's HP by 286% of the caster's defense when using Meditate. So that's just an additional cleanse and heal, I suppose. Sure, I mean, it's a single target heal, I believe, so that's not bad. Water 1. The defend decreases the caster's damage taken by 20%, and Defend 2, or Ultimate Defend 2, which is a follow-up when you get hit, are guaranteed to land as a critical hit. Applies level 1 defense up and defend to the team member with the highest attack, excluding the caster, for 10 seconds at the start of the battles in the arena and siege battle. Oh, that is a big change. That is a massive one. So yeah, for Water Beastmonk, this artifact is nuts. Okay, nice. Increases the caster's crit resistance by 50% and applies level 1 attack down to the attacker for 14 seconds when hit by the enemy affected by attack up. Oh, so again, like, that doesn't counter a lot. That counters what? Fire Kina and maybe Galleon. What other like very popular, very OP attack up units are there that are currently meta, right? Galleon? I mean, even then, apart from me, like who uses Galleon, right? I don't know. I'm not a fan of that one. Light 1 applies level 1 skill acceleration to the caster for 14 seconds for successfully removing a beneficial effect. Applies only once even if there are multiple, yep. Upon successfully removing a harmful effect on the team member, that covers the target's team member HP by 25%. Ooh, you know what, with that skill acceleration, it will speed up the strip, and it could potentially be a permanent one. Because if you speed up the strip that much, it will strip maybe more often than the 14-second duration of it, right? So yeah, not a bad one, right? I think light one is just, this light artifact is just for insane scaling of those like skill attacks. You just cycle even faster. And yeah, wait, upon successfully removing a harmful effect, so upon cleansing a team member, it recovers its HP by 25%. That's pretty good. I don't know, the light one is pretty nice. The defend affecting decreases the caster's damage taken by 20%, and defend 2 is guaranteed to crit. Applies level 1 defense up and defend to the team member with the highest attack, including the target. Yeah, so the same thing as the water one really, except wait, I think it is quite literally the exact same one, right? Yeah, decrease damage by 20. This one lands as a critical. You apply oh, you see, ultimate defend. It does not affect the ultimate of the dark one, only the regular skill. Why? Might as well just include it. Defend to the team now. Yeah, so it's literally the same thing as the water one, except it does not affect the dark one's ultimate for whatever reason. But yeah, not bad. Okay, balance changes now. Ooh, summoner, so heats changes. 100% damage dealt up effect is added to the first hit of all attributes ultimate skills when attacking a creature. Absolutely useless. Next, Soul Link monster ultimate skill is activated first when using the ultimate skill for all the attributes. Wait, what? Soul Link monster's ultimate skill is activated first. Oh, I see. So now he works like Orbia. Basically, for some summoners, your monster will ult first, and for some summoners, you will ult first. So for example, for Cleave will ult, will do his ultimate damage first, and then only the monster will follow up, right? Whereas for Orbia, for example, the monster will ult first, and only then Orbia's damage will come up. So it sort of makes different units a little bit better and a little bit worse for one or for the other. Like for example, if you want to increase Orbia's damage, you can ult with Galleon's ult, right? Galleon will buff up attack up, defense break, and Orbia will do massive damage, right? Like, whereas that's not possible with Cleave, because Galleon will move after Cleave's ultimate. So it looks like Heat is getting the same treatment as Orbia, where the monster will ult first and only then will ult heal. So we'll see how that impactful that is. I'm just a bit scared that with that, the ultimate animation might be very long, right? Because some monsters have slow ultimate animations. So we'll see. Heat's movement range when using ultimate skill has been reduced for all attributes. So basically he doesn't dash as much, I guess. Okay. Shadow Art passive, so if the evasion skill gauge is full, Heat enters shadow state every 20 seconds. Okay. And the shadow state now lasts 4 seconds, whether you're entering that way or you're using the evasion skill, right? So 1 second longer shadow state in all conditions. Change of mind passive, what else? Increases damage dealt for skills. Yeah, so just to match the like invincibility thing, he now does more damage for 1 extra second. Defense mechanism, so on top of having accuracy up, he now has damage up and that works up to 10% because 100% evasion is maximum, and decrease the damage taken upon getting hit by a skill. Oh, damage taken down, not damage taken up. So he gets 10% less damage on total if he has max evasion. It's a start. I don't know how much that will mean though, because I heard that people are not really focusing on evasion much, since, well, evasion is sort of a, let's say, not the best stat compared to when you can do more damage, right? Decimate, increasing the damage dealt if they are creatures by 30%, absolutely worthless. Again, like, the creature damage is not the issue. The issue is he doesn't have enough to buff his monsters. So yeah. And additionally, applies defense down if they are creatures. Okay, so at least Dark Shadow Step, so... Ooh. So Dark Element has a defense break on creatures. So it's a start when it comes to PvE. There is not enough. It's still not enough though, in my opinion. He needs a little bit more utility for PvE, so people would switch him, right? Because right now he has a defense break. That's it, really. And he has some decent connection with where the heal if you spam him manually. But I mean, most content doesn't need that, right? So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Wind Paladin. So this one should be getting a nerf, right? So it removes a harmful effect 2 times, and now it's been changed to just remove 2 harmful effects at once. So basically a change, but not really. Although, wait, no, you know what, that's a nerf actually, because here's the deal: if it removes 2 times once, right, it kind of counters the block harmful effect removal, right? You could remove block harmful effect removal and then remove a regular harmful effect. Now block harmful effect removal kind of counters Wind Paladin, right? Because it cleanses 2 at once, but if there's block harmful effect removal, it will only remove that. So it is a slight nerf in that condition, right? Okay, the second skill, it has 3% more HP recovery, and now the passive, instead of being constant, like constant spell shield, it will only apply every 30 seconds. That is a big hit. That is a massive hit. Now, what I'm worried about is this part. When a team member is recovered in raid level 1 attack up for 15 seconds, does that have a cooldown? Because if it does, that is very, very sad. That is extremely sad if it does have a cooldown, because that would mean you no longer get a permanent attack up with her, even if using a soling skill. So yeah, that's rough. Hopefully when skilled up, it's closer to like 15 seconds, so that she could at least get permanent attack up. But yeah, rough, man, rough. Okay, Water Raven. So Excel Stream, I believe that is probably first skill, right? Lower mana cost and cooldown, strikes up the enemy to deal damage based on its defense. Ooh, defense scaling unit. Okay, but the total damage is lower, so what? Look at this, like if we add up, because attack and defense as stats, they're sort of like very similar, you know? So total scaling might even be lower, which I'm a bit worried about. But yeah, defense scaling damage looks like first hit, last hit, no, first hit and per hit, okay, sure. Still explodes frostbite, no longer has resistance down though, so that has been removed. Ooh, okay, so just straight up nerfed that skill. Swiftly slashes the enemy target. Cooldown of Excel Stream decreases for each frostbite that applies. Changed to deal damage based on his defense 4 times, and each hitter has a certain chance to remove a beneficial effect and apply frostbite. So on top of applying frostbite, it now strips up to 4 times. Then strikes down hard to deal damage based on his defense once more. Okay, so 60% chance to strip. It's not a lot, but we'll see how it works with skill ups. Last hit. Okay, so damage now. This one was 3 hits for this, so what, like around 400 on this, so around 850% total multiplier, and now it does this 4 times, right? And follows up with this. So we got, what is that, 135 times 4, which is around 540, and then another around 300. So very, yeah, pretty much 850 to 900 again. So very similar multiplier to the previous skill, but just now it also has defense scaling. So I don't know, honestly I'm not a big fan of that. Not a big fan of that. Defense scaling is cool, but I mean, you know, straight up just removed part of his first skill, and this, it's a strip, but it's like two to three strips at most on average, so we'll see. And the ultimate, same as the second skill, defense scaling, remove 2 harmful effects now, still attacks 4 times and then a last hit. So oh, my voice is changing as we speak. 75% chance to remove 2 beneficial effects. Okay, yeah, scaling kind of similar. So he's a very good stripper on his ultimate, but apart from that, I am not a huge fan of the kit, you know. Windraven. Ooh, this guy actually tested. I kind of liked him. So he now has weak point damage on his, looks like all skills. Yeah, all skills are now weak point hits instead of regular hits. So he has that root. The multiplier has been lowered a bit, but the damage will increase with weak points, so that's not an issue. First skill. Applies block harmful effect removal to the target and wounds the enemy with a certain chance. So root was already there, but he now has block harmful effect removal as well, which is beautiful because he actually roots with his basic attack, and as long as that doesn't get cleansed, that is an insane counter to a lot of backline units. Love that. And this attack ignores the target's beneficial effect that removes the damage taken as well. Nice, love that. And his second skill, so instead of each hit applying damage taken up, it now swiftly slashes to the enemy target 5 times, penetrates to the target's defense if the target is rooted. I mean, that was already there, but they just buffed it by 10%, which is pretty big. Like, that's a big change. This also applies undead with a certain chance if the target is rooted. Ooh, okay, so undead, level 1 for 20 seconds, but 55% chance only. That's a bit too low for my liking. This attack ignores target's beneficial effects as well. Oh, you know what? This guy got a decent buff. This guy got a very decent buff. I'm actually gonna test him out for sure. And the ultimate looks like the same as the second skill, so 4 attacks. All hits penetrate to the defense, 60% instead of 50. Undead, if the target is rooted, yeah, the same thing, just higher multipliers, all of that. Beautiful. I don't know, Windraven I already kind of liked as a niche counter pick, so now he becomes even better. Light Raven, okay. Basic attack is weak point as well now, and a bit lower multiplier. 0 shift. Now, I'm not too familiar with light and dark skills, so I'll quickly just breeze through them. Deals 1 hits, provokes with a certain chance if Raven's HP ratio is higher than the target, so could be useful for maybe some bosses even. Interesting. This attack also ignores the target's beneficial effects that reduce damage taken. Always a good start. So yeah, provoke is 80% chance for 11 seconds. That's not bad. That's not bad. But it looks like he... Does he still have a stun? He does not have a stun, does he? Yeah, he doesn't have a stun anymore. So it looks like now instead of a stun you have provoke. So I'm not sure how much better that is. Or maybe that just straight up works, right? And Excel Stream uses 0 shift. Oh, they added a follow skill. Nice. So applies continuous cover and stuns the target with a certain chance. So those are the same, it's just the damage was changed to weak point. But now if Raven's HP ratio is higher than the target's, it uses a follow-up skill. Okay, so you need him very high HP, maybe even vampire or something like that. Move swiftly to attack the enemy target, provokes with a certain chance if Raven's HP ratio is higher than the target's. If Raven's HP ratio is lower, apply spell shield to itself. This attack ignores target's beneficial effect. Yep. So 500% damage, weak point though, weak point damage is a lot. If HP ratio is lower than the target's, Pearl shield for 16 seconds. And okay, so the follow-up is pretty much the same as the first skill. Okay, sure. I don't know how much better provoke will be compared to a stun, you know. I feel like stun is a little bit better in most cases. Then threat detection, so that looks like his passive, and that's gonna be, the duration of that is gonna be cut in half, which is amazing, from 14 seconds to 7 seconds. And it uses Excel Stream, so it uses this, it has a chance to follow up, so a lot of damage potential actually from the passive. Yeah, he's gonna be a very scary, I feel like Vampire is gonna be insane on him. And the ultimate, really just scaling change to weak point, nothing else there. Not bad, I don't know, kinda cool. And the Dark Raiden, ooh, okay, so lower mana on the assault skill. It now no longer destroys the HP, it looks like, huh? All hits destroy the target's HP based on the damage dealt. What? So why was this removed? Swiftly slashes the enemy target 4 times and each hit had successfully destroys the HP. What? That makes no sense. Okay, moving on. Undercoverable with a certain chance, all hits destroy the... Yeah, so looks like he just has defense break now. Oh, previously you needed... I see. Previously, if the HP was destroyed, he added defense break. Now you just add a defense break regardless of the HP destroyed. So that's perfect. That's a little bit of an easier condition. Always love that. Magic break, I'm guessing that's his passive. So increases the damage based on the enemy's target's HP destroyed. And decreases the damage taken from the target. Oh, I see. So instead of just applying when there is the HP destroyed, it now scales with the HP destroyed, right? When attacking the target, yeah. So previously you just need 10% HP destroyed. Now it actually scales with how much HP you destroy. So you can increase your damage a lot, and you can decrease the damage you take a lot based on how much HP there is destroyed. So when you're running the Dark Raiden, it looks like you want your whole team to be full on destroy, because he will just pop off then. Water Beetle Knight. Ooh, okay, so his passive ignores the damage, removes all beneficial effects on the enemy, and applies block beneficial effect. Aha, so whenever someone hits, let's say, a summoner, that enemy will get a full strip and a block harmful effect removal. Or just block beneficial effect, I mean, it's a start. I don't think that's the problem with him. The problem is just he doesn't do enough. And that definitely doesn't change much, I feel. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. Ooh, Dark Beetle. This one I have. Targets affected by fear from the Iron Shield will now move slower. Okay, fair. They did like to split up quite a lot. So first skill, if poison has exploded, applies shield to himself. 26% shield for 7 seconds, absolutely useless. No one uses that skill. And Venom Shitten, so his passive is now on a 7-second cooldown instead of continuous. And instead of applying poison with a 15% chance when attacked, he now applies poison to nearby enemies every certain time during battle. So every 7 seconds he will apply poison to nearby enemies for 25 seconds. So again, like, it's not exactly a buff, it's more like a change, you know, because I would say it's a pretty decent, but no, yeah, it's more of a buff side. But again, like, here's the deal: you bring a cleanser or an immunity, and this guy is just nothing. A single cleanse, even something that only cleanses dots, and a light and dark unit becomes absolutely worthless. So maybe that's not the issue come to us. Maybe that's not the issue with him. But yeah, we'll test it out. I don't know. I mean, it is a change still. We'll see how it plays out. Fire Archangel. Okay, this one is a big one. So instead of stripping one effect, it now strips 2 on his first skill. And it applies damage taken up right after. So it's a bit easier to counter stuff like immunity plus shield, right? And now look at this absolute beast of a skill. Sanctuary, so has his second skill, Cleanse, right? Restores a portion of the HP destroyed and recovers the HP based on the restored HP. Now he has the same passive as one of the mythic accessory sets, as well as the Light Paladin, and it's a lot. It recovers 50% of all destroyed HP. That is nuts. He also heals for the same amount he destroyed, but I mean, that's just that's whatever, right? We'll mostly care about this. It recovers 50% of HP destroyed. That is a game-changing skill. That is gonna be a game-changing skill. And the same on his ultimate. So now it restores all destroyed HP. All of it. Even the Light Paladin has less HP recovered than him. So, oof. This guy is gonna be definitely very meta. I feel like at least in Siege, where destroy HP is very impactful and people run very tanky teams. So yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one. And Wind Archangel also has very decent buffs as well. So previously revived 2 team monsters with 30% HP and got soul protection to himself. Now look at this. It's a higher cost on cooldown. However, raises the sword height to apply soul protection to the team members within the area. So all team members. Oof, nice. That revives 2 team members and applies soul protection to them as well. So he revives, he adds soul protection to them, continuous recovery on them, and then he also applies soul protection and continuous recovery to allies that are still alive. That's essentially a double revive, if you think about it. He revives and applies soul protection to the allies that have been revived. Whoa. Whoa. That is a nuts unit now. Oh, we're gonna test that out. And the ultimate really is the same, except like the percentage of HP you get revived at will increase a bit, right? Level 2 continuous recovery. But yeah, oof. Wind Archangel. By far the best reviver in the game, it looks like. Potentially even stronger than the Light Pioneer, to be honest. That's not. Light Archangel, so it looks like that's his passive, I believe. So instead of 5 seconds, now has a 3-second cooldown, and the strip is now a double strip. Again, I'm not quite sure what his skills were, so I'll just leave it at that. Fire Beast Monk, skill range has been increased for his second skill and ultimate. Water Beast Monk, okay. So first, no, that's his, is that his second skill? Basically the AoE attack. It now removes a beneficial effect on the target and applies crit rate down. So instead of Frostbite, it now has a strip, which is much better, obviously. Defend, so now applies defense up and defend. Beautiful change. Very small, but very, very impactful. And also, now it stuns. No, deals bonus damage based on his defense if it successfully applies a stun. This one, if the target is stunned. Oh, so instead of doing more damage if the target is stunned from any source, it now only does more damage if the Beast Monk himself applies the stun. So Despair Runes will probably be very useful on him now, because the stun chance is only 70%. So yeah, you'll definitely need a little bit of an increase on that, and I feel like Despair will be the way to go about it. But yeah, pretty nice, pretty nice. Defense up is a huge change. Looks like ultimate, same thing, applies extra defense up and more damage if it applies the stun. Nice. However, it now does not have accuracy up. That sucks a bit. Accuracy up is a good one, you know. Accuracy up is a very good buff, so they could have kept it. I don't think people were harmed too much by having an accuracy up effect. So yeah, Wind Beast Monk, skill range of both skills and the ultimate have been increased. Okay. Light Beast Monk, skill range of the ultimate only. Okay. So Trick of Light, I'm again not too familiar with his skills. The moves do beneficial effects on the target now, right? And this one, yeah, so previously it was one beneficial effect, now it's a double strip. That's cool. Yeah, Aftermath removes a harmful effect on nearby allies and applies attack up. Harmful effects. Oh, so it's a nerf in that part, right? Because look at that, it removes harmful effects on nearby allies. Oh no, that was just bad translation. It says effects, but it's just one effect, so... No, so it's not enough in that part, it's just a buff to a double strip instead of a single strip. Just bad come to us writing, right? And the ultimate, same thing, it's now a double strip essentially. And the moves... Wait, no, hold up. The moves all beneficial effects on... okay. Irresistible attack down as well. Oh, full strip instead of a 2 strip, but that is a single target strip though, I think, no? Yeah, I think that is a single target strip, so... Hey, I'll take all over 2 any day, right? A full strip is beautiful, especially with irresistible attack down, that's beautiful. Okay, and now the Dark Beast Monk. So Trick of Darkness, instead of applying beneficial block beneficial effect and poison, it now removes a beneficial effect. So again, a strip added instead of the poison, much like the water one, and definitely much more preferred than the poison. Defend, now that moves 2 harmful effects on the target and with the lowest current HP ratio excluding itself, and applies defense up and defense. So yeah, this guy also gets a defense up on the defense skill. The ultimate, removes all beneficial effects and applies block beneficial effect. So it removes all beneficial effects. So just a full strip added, because it looks like he did not have a strip on his ultimate. So now he has a full strip on his ultimate. He does not have level 4 poison, but he... Well, he has a strip, I guess. This one, we'll see. Chimera fire. Oh, okay, chimeras did get a massive change. So basic attack, instead of burn, you now have a chance to apply crit resistance down, which is a little bit better, I have a feeling. Collapse. Oof. So higher cooldown and mana cost, however, removes all harmful effects on itself and applies immunity and counter attack to itself. Counters with vengeance with a certain chance when hit by an enemy while having the counter effect. So, ooh, okay. Damage seems to be the same, still airborne, still provoke, but now it is a full cleanse. A full cleanse has been added, and immunity has been added, and counter attack. This is massive. This is massive. Now the thing is, it says counter attacks with vengeance. There isn't a single skill called vengeance in here, right? So it might be his passive, which was not affected by the balance patch. So we'll see how that looks like in game, right? But this has a lot of potential. Revenge. So the Revenge has been changed to the covers HP by a portion of the damage dealt when hit. The first hit applies provoke to the enemy target. So it now has a provoke for 8 seconds, but it's only 40%. Okay, so you know what? I think he counters attack with this skill. I think he counters attacks with this skill, and just the translation was a little bit bad, right? But yeah, per hit, so instead of doing like 55% damage multiplier, it now does around 35%, but it also has drain, so it will lifesteal from that. Yeah, just because all of this was nerfed so much, I have a feeling he counters with this skill, because look at that. Provoke is only 40%, which would make sense if it was a counter skill. Damage dealt up has been lowered as well, which would make sense if it was being used constantly, right? I have a feeling he counters with this skill, and if that's the case, that is an insane change. This guy is gonna be insane now. Absolutely insane. And the ultimate flies to the sky to remove all harmful effects on itself, apply counter attack. Okay, so it's the same as the first skill, just a little bit better, right? Counter attack for 20 seconds, immunity 20 seconds, full cleanse, provoke. Beautiful. Honestly, this guy, oh. Fire Raven, not Raven, what's it called? Fire Chimera is gonna go for a test again. Now, win Chimera. Now, I see that they have tried to buff this for PvP as well, right? But I will say this is a massive change for Keenness, Heats, and what else? Orbias, right? because he is now the first very good, let's say, free-to-play option that has damage dealt up. Previously, the only monster that had that without any condition was the dark pumpkin, the dark jack-o'-lantern, and it was pretty much an unattainable unit for most PvE players. Now you have a wind chimera which also gives damage dealt up, so that is very massive for a lot of PvE, such as like guild raid. That is insane for field boss, that is insane for world boss, right? Like that is a huge game changer when it comes to PvE. But now for PvP, so basic attack instead of electric shock applies crit resistance down. Okay, wait, oh my god, I just realized that works very well for world boss as well, because you need crit res down for what's it called, his little buff stacking thing. Squall, if you successfully knock down a target, it decreases the cooldown of his second skill by 50%. That is very powerful for PvP. And second skill lightning, so it removes immunity now. Again, amazing for world boss. He's such a good world boss unit now. Damn. Then applies damage dealt up to nearby allies, airborns nearby enemies with a certain chance, and if successfully done, decreases the cooldown of his first skill by 50%. So he can cycle his skills a lot. Like a lot, damn. And the ultimate, it looks like it's the same as the second skill, just higher multipliers, all of that. So level 3 damage dealt up, full strip, wow. And if airbound succeeds, it uses his first. Okay, nah, this guy is nuts now. Light chimera, looks like instead of a push, he now knocks down targets for 3 seconds. That's about it. I'm not sure how impactful that will be. Water Valkyria. Okay, so now neither Viral, so that one, instead of applying continuous recovery, it also applies a spell shield to caster and summoner. So only herself and the summoner, which is, I mean, it nullifies one hit, really, like, that doesn't change much. First aid, so that's her passive, and now instead of reducing crit damage for that she takes by 50% and summoner takes by 30%, it's now buffed to 120%. Finally, she becomes sort of like pretty good, you know? It's gonna be, oh, you know what? It's not gonna be a massive change against units that run like 300 crit damage, but for units that run like, let's say a unit is built just to crit, but it has like no crit damage, like 150 crit damage. Imagine them moving 120 of that crit damage. You now have permanent crits, but your crit damage is like 30. That is nuts. That is a very nice unit against a lot of DPS comps, and especially units that need critical for something, right? So that's gonna be beautiful. And ultimate looks like it's very similar to the first skill, but now you get a spell shield that denies 3 hits at least, okay. And removes all harmful effects on itself and the summoner. Not bad. I mean, it's a decent change. I just haven't seen her used a lot, but then again, it's a free unit, so everyone should have her if you've been playing for a few months at least, so that's nice. Hell Lady Fire, this one, honestly, I'm not gonna bore you, it's a trash change, literally nothing changed. So recovers its HP based on its attack per hit if the target has attack down instead of burn, but that's mostly because she will apply attack down now instead of the burn. And Soul Blaze, so that's her second skill, attacks nearby enemies 3 times. So instead of a single target, it's now AoE, but the AoE is weaker because it has separate multipliers, right? Like this is the single target skill, look at that beautiful multipliers, and then the AoE attack is this, which is like no damage almost, right? So yeah, I mean, it's a decent buff, but again, I don't feel like it will put much use for her, right? Because it's a 5 mana skill, that is an expensive skill, and instead of burn, it of course applies attack down to work better with her first skill now. So yeah, I don't know, I am not a big fan of this change. Like, it feels like a nothing change, really. It feels like a nothing change. Like, you mainly use her as a single target nuker, you're still gonna use her as a single target nuker. That AoE splash damage, especially with a low multiplier like that, I don't think it will do much. But yeah, that's it for the balance changes. Okay, so now we have some new transformations. So we'll have the Wind Panda Warrior, Fengyan, and Cassie the Dark Cowgirl. So the requirements for them is, for Panda, reach level 5 Affinity, pretty standard. Process Tritium shouldn't be too difficult, and deliver 5-star attribute piece, potentially any 5-star attribute piece. And for Cowgirls, deliver Silver Mineral, Gold Mineral, and Eternal Leaf, so quite literally just a gold digger, right? And for the effects on the Summoner, increases Summoner Death by 43 when using Wind attribute, and attack by 35 when using Dark for the Cowgirl. And not a huge fan of those, personally, at least on Cleave, right? This one should be very nice on Orbia, for example. But yeah, Wind Warrior skills, not gonna read through those. I mean, people don't really use them for the skills, so we can skip that. Transformation, this, I know people had some grudge with this. Look at this. Instead of a 1 hour cooldown, it now has a 30-second cooldown to switch. How amazing is that, right? Although it does say based on the level 5 transformation, so it's possible that the cooldown might scale based on the level, or it might only apply to level 5. So yeah, if you have a level 5 one maxed out, it's gonna be 30 seconds, and that is massive. So the Panda Warrior increases fishing speed by 20% for 5 hours, cool. And the Cowgirl, this one is an interesting one, because this is a new one. So she is an AFK farming transformation, right? There is a 3% chance when killing any enemy to drop this thing called Rahil Guard Totem, right? And this totem will sell for 500 gold. So essentially, they're making a transmog purely for AFK farming if you no longer need XP from the little dragon, right? So instead of getting extra XP, you now get a little bit of extra gold, but then again, 3% chance, so that's 1 every 33 creatures, and it only gives 500 gold. So my guess, it's gonna be like you will end up with an extra 5,000 gold after an hour or something, right? And it's gonna be absolutely useless. So I don't know how much impact that will do, but we'll see when people start testing it out. And the next Illusion Garden will be the Dark Inferno. And also, look at this, we haven't had this for like half a year, but the Rainbow One dungeon is returning. I will explain that a little bit later, because in the Korean one we actually have pictures of the event, so we'll see the rewards there. A small change to the dungeons, so it looks like in Path of Adventure the chance to get mythic runes will be, I mean, it does say adjusted. I can only hope that it is a buff, because the drop rate of those has been extremely low recently. In fact, so low that I even gave up on farming them, so we'll see how much of a change that is. But yeah, potentially a much higher chance to get the mythic runes. Now, for those of you interested in those new artifacts, both the Raven and the Beast Monk ones will be available starting today for the next, it looks like February 28th, so that's almost, like, not quite, but almost 3 weeks from today. Ooh, and there is a new Jack-o'-lantern pumpkin transmog. It looks, I'm gonna say, bloody amazing. That is such a cool looking transmog. Unfortunately, it is a full pay to win transmog. There is no way to get it in any other way apart from the shop, but that looks amazing. And now we have to finish up some new events. However, for that we'll jump into the Korean server, since they actually have pictures for it. So for the Rainbow One event, it's gonna be, I'm guessing, the same as the old one. So every day you have certain amount of entries you can go for, and you will receive a lot of these little powder thingies. I think you receive like up to 2,000 per stage, and you can enter 3 times per day. At least it was like that previously, so we'll see how much that changed. But yeah, you can get 2 Devilmons, a bunch of Rainbow. It looks like 5-star ones are limited to 40, but the 4-star and 3-star ones are unlimited. And I'm seeing a Fire Essence here, so most likely there will be a chance to get all of the essences, as well as maybe even extra rewards if you look even further. Again, Maintenance is just done on NA, so I cannot check it fully yet, but yes, I love these Rainbow Moon events. Now the Mystic Witch event, it looks like it's gonna be the same as the whole Dragon Evolution one, right? So unfortunately, as much as I want to, I'm not gonna be able to do a math video on the event as well, since these are usually completely random, like the requirements are completely random, and there's no way to tell what all of the quests will be, so I cannot do even any calculations, right? So you'll just have to trust that it's possible, right? But yeah, quests look pretty standard. 6,000 energy per week is the main one. I'm guessing the rest will be like arena, raids, all of that, right? Banyan Merchant event, nothing new, just getting some extra gold. And yeah, that's about it for the patch. I have, yeah, a few of the balance changes are very exciting. I'm definitely gonna test out the Fire Chimera. We're definitely gonna test out potentially the Fire and the Wind Archangels, because those look insane. What else? We'll see. I don't know. I'll think about what units else I can test. But yeah, today you will most likely receive, not today but tomorrow, most likely receive a Fire Chimera test, would be my guess. That's the one I'm mostly excited about. And yeah, that's about it. And peace.